Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this Monday morning with Business Coach Malloy. And we are here on our Entrepreneurial Essentials. Uh, Interestingly, on this series of Entrepreneurial Essentials, today is the 51st episode. Next week, we complete 1 year. And it's been such a privilege that this is the fourth series that I'm doing. And it's going on for past 3 years. And every Monday morning, here we are with you, trying to share some knowledge, some information based on the multiple conversations that I have with my business coach friends, entrepreneur friends, people whom we enjoy talking to, meeting them all over the country. And today I'm in Kolkata, and for the next 3 days I'm in Kolkata. So anybody watching and wants to have a cup of coffee with me, give me a buzz at 98191 22170. We have been on the sales series, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you have been having a lot of actions from the information that we have shared with you and the actions that you can take to implement. Slightly shifting, but still being on the sales series. Now we are going to look at how are you going to implement the sales processes with the sales team, because it's important that we start addressing the concerns, the challenges that the sales team of your organization is having, and how can you handhold him or them into achieving something truly exciting in this in the journey that they are in. So today the topic that I picked up is, how big is your market really? We all talk about not being able to sell, but the challenge is, do we know our market? So I have a very simple but far powerful question for you. Do you really know how big your market is? Not is business good, not how many sales you are doing, not how many people who can buy from you, but how many you know they exist, how many can buy, and how many are already buying from you. Most entrepreneurs know their sales numbers, but they don't know the market numbers. And it's like playing a cricket match without knowing the target. You are batting, scoring runs, working hard, but you don't know whether you need to chase 150 or 350. And when you don't know the target, two things happen. Either you become overconfident because you feel that you are addressing a 60, 65, 70, 75% market. And I've been a salesperson, and always I have, in our annual meets or quarterly meets, we used to tell our bosses that we are high market share company. Kahan se bikega? Where do I sell? The second is, you become hopeless because you don't know where to go. It's like driving a car without a dashboard. You don't know where to go, how much you have come, how much progress do you need to make it. You don't know. And both of these situations are uh, unfortunately dangerous. I meet a lot of business owners, and I have about 6, 7 business owner meetings set up for today. And some tell me, Malay, market is slow. And some tell me we are doing very well. But when I ask them this one question, out of the total available market, what percentage of it is yours? And ladies and gentlemen, believe me when I say this, and hand on heart, you can answer this yourself. Do you have an answer? Somebody will say, I've never calculated. Somebody will say, sir, we are selling, but I don't know how much more is possible. And this happens not only with the entrepreneurs, this happens with the sales team. And this is not their fault. Nobody taught us to calculate market size in business school. Nobody taught that us in our engineering or medicine that we are doing, or the family businesses. None of our, none of the average, not average, average is the wrong word. Not most of the family-owned businesses know this. So without clarity, your growth becomes guesswork. So today, my intention this morning is, by the end of the session, you should be able to answer two questions confidently. You may not know it, but you should at least start making the progress. What is the total size of the market, and how much do I own? I want to tell you about a business that I coach, and he runs corrugated packaging box manufacturing unit. And one day he told me, Mala, I think I've saturated my market. There's no more scope here. I need to export or open or go into another state. So one question that I asked him, do you know how many potential buyers exist just within 100 kilometers of your factory? Not exactly, but average, some number. He says, sir, I don't know exactly, but it must be 50 to 60. So I said, let's not assume, let's calculate. And we listed down all those people who can buy food processing, sweet and snacks, FMCG, medical distributors, online distributors, garment units, plywood dealers, even mithai shops. We used Google, IndiaMart, Just Dial, Industry Directory. And do you know what the total number of potential buyers was? It was not 60, gentlemen, it was 612. And when I asked out of the 612, how many buy from you? He said about 32. This means his market share under his control was only about 5%. So when I asked him, do you need a new state or do you need to capture even 10% of what already existed in our market, in our backyard? He just smiled and said, Ab samajh gaya main. And that one calculation, gentlemen, changed his sales strategy entirely. And here's the truth. Most businesses don't are not stuck because the market is small. They are stuck because they have not seen how big it actually is. The problem is not lack of demand. The problem is lack of measurement. And if you don't measure it, how will your sales team know where to go? Your marketing whom to support to target whom? Your company knows how much it can actually grow. You don't have those data. And I'm not going to use any jargons. I'm going to use three. I'm going to ask you for three questions. And I'm not going to use the marketing jargons, though there are marketing jargons. First, total market. If everyone who could possibly buy from you bought from you, how many customers is that? Reachable market. Out of them, how many can actually buy from you based on geography, price range, or relevance? And the third question, your market share out of the people, out of those people who can buy from your reachable market, how many are already buying from you today? And if you know these three numbers, your business becomes sharper instantly. Let's say you sell industrial uniforms. Your total market, every factory, every workshop, every hospital, every hotel, every school in India needs uniforms. That is your total possible market. But you can't realistically supply everywhere. You're sitting in West Bengal, so you would probably look at West Bengal or Orissa or Bihar at this point in time. That's your really serviceable market. You don't want to go to Kerala. You don't want to go to Tamil Nadu. You don't want to go anywhere. There's West Bengal for you. There's Assam for you. There's Bihar for you. There is Orissa for you. There's Jharkhand for you. This becomes your serviceable market. If you think you don't have the bandwidth to address all these states, take West Bengal as a market and say, this is my serviceable market. Now you have two numbers, your total market and your serviceable market. What percentage of the serviceable market, how many of those people who can buy from you from your serviceable market are buying from you? Maybe your market share is in 1%. Maybe your market share is 10%. Maybe your market share is in decimals. That's okay. But whatever it is, the number is not to depress you, it is to free you from guesswork. And I want you to close your eyes, and we'll do it here right now. I want you to close your eyes for just 10 seconds or look down at your notepad and think, do I actually know how many potential buyers exist in my market, or am I just assuming? Do I really know how many of them are working with me, or am I just happy with whatever business comes in? Let's take this 10-second break, gentlemen. Unfortunately, this silence, this pause is where most business owners don't go. They are busy selling, they are busy delivering, but they don't stop to understand the ground they are standing on. Now, so let's not make it a theory, let's make it real. Take a paper, draw 3 columns. On top of these, write these 3 headings. Column A, customer type. Column B, how many exist. And column C, how many buy from me. So in column A, write down all the kinds of customers who buy from you. Be specific, not everyone, but exact. Gift shops, tile dealers, hospitals, printing press, restaurants, factories, interior designers, hotels, anybody. And in column B, for each of these customers, write down how many exist in your area. Use Google, use IndiaMart, use Just Dial, outsource it to somebody, give it to take help of trade association, have an intern team, get this done. It won't be 100% accurate, but even if 70% accuracy, even at 60% accuracy, it's better than no clarity. And in column C, write down how many of them actually buy from you right now. And then total column A minus total column C, that is your untouched market. You don't need to go around the country. You can be in your state, in your city, and have a significant untouched market. This is how global companies measure success. This is how small companies grow smartly. This is how family businesses stop shooting in the dark and start aiming properly. Take a sip of water. I'm sure you have something next to you, and ask yourself, have I been thinking sales without thinking market? Am I pushing my team to sell more without telling them where exactly to sell? And if the answer is yes, in most cases, it's yes for all of us. Welcome to reality. And the reality is the best place to build from. You know, many entrepreneurs come to me and proudly say, well, this year our sales have grown by 20% compared to last year. But when I ask them one simple question, but has your market also grown 20%, or have you actually captured more of the market? Because if your sales grew 20% and your market grew 40%, then you are degrowing. You're falling behind. On the other hand, if your market is flat or slowing down and your market share has increased from 3 to 5%, trust me, you're building a powerful business because you're capturing somebody else's market. The real question is not how much you sell. The real question is where and how. How much could have been sold and why didn't you? When you know the total market size and your total market share, a shift happens. Your business focus becomes clear. You stop chasing random customers. You stop saying business slow hai. You ask yourself which part of the market has still not been touched. Your sales team stops wandering. They know exactly where to call. You stop saying we need more leads. You start saying we need more share. It's like switching on the headlights while driving in the fog, and the road was always there. Now you see it clearly. So here's your week 1 assignment. Step 1, write down all customers who can buy from you. Step 2, under each type, write approximately how many exist in your city or region. Step 3, write down how many are currently buying from you. Step 4, calculate your market share. And step 5, identify your top 20 untapped customers. And next week, we'll discuss about how to approach them. You don't need perfection. You need honesty. 50% accuracy will open your eyes. And I want you to understand this something from the heart. Most businesses don't die because of competition. They die because of ignorance, not knowing what is possible. When you know your market, you stop living in fear. When you know your market share, you stop living in illusion. When you face reality, decisions become sharper, strategies become stronger. So my request to you is before next week's session, complete this exercise, not for me, but for yourself, for your business. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go deeper. Once you know your total market, how do you choose the right customers inside that market? Because not everyone is your customer. Some will give you business, some will give you headaches. And week 2 is, or the next week is, your right market, wrong market. Whom should I sell to? If you have any questions, drop me a WhatsApp. If you have any questions while watching this live, drop in a question there. If you're watching it on a later date at YouTube, drop in a question there, and me or my coaches will be there to help you. Thank you for waking up early, for giving me this time to yourself and your business, and for trusting me in this journey. My name is Malloy Chakravarti, and I shall see you same place, same time. Till then, have a fantastically productive week. And again, for entrepreneurs in Kolkata, anybody wants to reach out to me, here I am for the next 3 days at 98191 22170. Drop me a text and I shall come and see you. For entrepreneurs in Assam, I'm there on the 20th and the 21st. Drop me a text. Let's catch up over coffee.